Welcome back to another episode. Today we're catching crayfish along the coast of Western Australia. We'll search for some squid around the island and later we'll turn our fresh crayfish into an incredible chilli and lime crayfish spaghetti. You're getting the float, eh? Yeah. Solo-handed rod dog. What have we got? Still a little bit of rope to come. Yeah, it's definitely. Oh, gee, two nice ones, eh? There. Yep. They both look good.
This one is trying very hard
to get out.
Get out.
She's too big. He's out.
I still think he'll go size.
Still be size. He looks like a good size. Jeez, I'd be surprised if that doesn't go. That's why he's come out.
No, he's not good.
Yeah, just. Gee, that's tight though.
Yep.
Damn, that one's gone.
Easy.
In easy. Beautiful. Nice work, Rock and Rod. You alright? Oh, there's one flapping in there. Looks alright too, yeah. Nice one. Beautiful. Nice easy work for two crays. Here's that nice big cat heading out for a fish. Doesn't look too bad on the water. What do you got? Bit of herring?
Yeah, I got a chilli.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah.
Drop him up a bit.
Yeah.
Pretty much this one.
You ever had an echo sounder in this boat?
Yeah.
Yeah?
At Columbia Reef.
Yeah. Conditions are that good at the moment, you don't even need an echo sounder. See straight to the bottom. You can see the reef, a bit of sand, see the spots you want to chuck it. The old boy, I don't have a license for crays at the moment, so the old boy does this all the time, just the 2 pots by himself usually. So come out and watch the great man in action. But 2 crays in a very small space of time, so close to the shore, it's pretty bloody good. Headed back towards where we picked the boat up from. Just gonna stop halfway back, see if we can catch a little squid. So some really nice weed banks around here to have a few casts. And we've got a bit of an easterly wind at the moment, so that should push us out towards a bit of reef around here as well. Chuck a few out, and also the rod dog's got a whiting he's gonna stick out the back as well. See if something might jump onto that, but there should be a couple of squid around for us to catch. Super fun little session, that one, out on the dinghy. Couple of crays caught, and although we didn't catch any squid, it was so nice just floating around there near the island on the beautiful turquoise coast. So back in the kitchen now to whip up a bit of a crayfish pasta. So the first thing we need to do is to prepare our crayfish. Okay, first thing for this crayfish is just to run a knife down the back of its body there. Sort of trying to work all the way around, and that should make it nice and easy to be able to just give it a bit of a twist and pull away from the rest of the body. So you're just left with the tail. What we're going to do is just run a pair of scissors down the back here to be able to get the meat out a little bit easier. Right, so we'll run these scissors down here. Then run the knife along the back as well. Lots of different ways you can do it, but that's the way I do it. And we'll just pull away the old poop chute on the back as well. And you're left with that beautiful piece of meat. We'll just give it a quick run under the water. Nice and softly. Just a little bit of muck in there. But that is our beautiful piece of cray tail. I didn't say, but I'm sure it's obvious to everyone. This is raw crayfish, so it's raw tail, raw meat that we've got at the moment. So for this recipe, I want to cut it up nice and finely. So we'll just do a cut through there. Cut through there. I'm going to cut it up into really small, fine little pieces. That should be fine like that. We'll just chop this one, it was just in that half. Relatively fine pieces. Doesn't need to be perfect, but overall a similar sort of size, so that's all going to cook pretty evenly. And that's our crayfish. First thing we're going to cut up is a chilli. Say it all the time, I love chilli. So got one chilli, we'll just see what that looks like as we cut along. It is a relatively big one. For this as well, we're just going to have fine slices of chilli. And we'll just leave a little bit for the end. Into that one. Next, 2 cloves of garlic. And for these, we're just thinly slicing them, not too thin, otherwise they will burn in the pan. Next, we've got half an onion going in. We'll put this into this bowl as well. Actually, I'm going to use the whole half. That was a relatively big onion, so it's probably more like a quarter of an onion. That looks bit too much, I reckon. All right, so into that first bowl, we have the quarter of an onion, we've got the chili, and we've got the garlic. That's gonna be the first thing that goes into our pan. Then into our next bowl, going to cut up some cherry tomatoes. So just halved. I think I would have learnt by now and sharpened this knife. Useless at cutting through tomato. So about half of that pack of cherry tomatoes. Next, we're going to use the zest of 1 lime. We'll also use the juice as well, but we'll squeeze that into the dish as we're cooking. That's going to go into our little bowl with the tomatoes. That'll go in at the same time. All right, we just fired up the burner. Now, through the week, our stove here cracked it on us and it's broken, it's not working. So I've got out the old butane cooker. Everything's pretty ventilated in here, so there shouldn't be any issues with that. But I featured a butane cooker in my Christmas camping special, things to buy. And it's situations like this where they come in like gold. So I've got the butane cooker here, and out the back I've got my little gas stove going, cooking the pasta. So everyone knows how to cook pasta. We don't really need to show that, but for me, I've put in half a pack of the pasta, and I'm just using spaghetti, you know, simple basic spaghetti for this one. It's putting up plenty of heat, which is great. So nice big whack of oil going in. First thing going in is our chili and our onion and our garlic. I'm just going to let that cook off a little bit. Just so everything goes a little bit translucent, starts to soften. I can't even cook well, but the moment you put onion and garlic together, it actually smells like you're a real chef, doesn't it? The smell of those combined is always a winner. All right, now that was about a minute. In go our tomatoes and our lime. Just give that a quick stir through. And straight after that, our crayfish is going to go in as well. Now, because those crayfish pieces are only really small, it shouldn't take too long to cook. What you want to see at this stage is that the crayfish just starts to whiten and brown up a little bit. It's a really quick process, you know, a minute for the garlic at the start, a minute for our second boil when that went in with our tomatoes and lime, and then the crayfish has only gone in for probably a minute as well because they're such small pieces. And then we want to put in some cream. So about 100 mils of cream I'm going to start off with. And just give that a little bit of a stir around. Because that crayfish, you know, we only put it in for a minute. It's going to continue to cook during this process, and then also when we put the pasta in as well. So stir that cream around a little bit. Don't want that heat to be too high at the moment either, so we'll just reduce that a little bit. Next, our pasta is going to go in. I'm just going to do that bit by bit to make sure we don't have too much going in at once. And that pan is really hot, so let's turn that right down. Because that process is so quick once you get the crayfish in, you don't want to overcook the crayfish. Really recommend making sure that you have the pasta ready to go so that you can place that in as soon as that crayfish just starts to brown off a little bit. Stir this pasta through. It's looking good, smelling great. So probably used about 1/4 of the pack of pasta. So I cooked half the pack. Just going to put in half of that again. So 1/4 of our pasta is in here for the ingredients that I put in. I'm going to squeeze through our lime as well. So the juice of 1 lime. Give that a stir around so that the lime juice can get through and combine with everything else. And that is done. Let's plate this up. Make sure you're getting all those fresh ingredients in there as well. So we've got our pasta at the bottom. We'll get our cherry tomatoes, crayfish sitting across the top. And to finish it off, let's chuck a couple of wedges of lime on there too. Okay, let's have a taste test. First, I'm going to squeeze a little bit of lime across the top. Love me a bit of lime. And let's try this pasta. Make sure we get some cherry tomato and some crayfish as well. Let's get a little bit of a hit of this one. That has an incredible hit of lime and the fresh chili, you know, those chili pieces and the garlic pieces rather than being really cut up, make that absolutely incredible. Such an easy dish to make, you know, 5-6 minutes of actual cooking time. Highly recommend it. If you can get your hands on a delicious rock lobster, a Western rock lobster, highly recommend you making this one. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give the video a like to help us out. For another adventure cooking episode, check this one out where we catch mud crabs in the remote Pilbara region of WA and turn it into the best chili crab.